Children of the Corn from 2023 or 2020, depends on who you ask. This remake of Children of the Corn was on the shelf for a few years before they released it. Should have stayed there. Theme song. Calhoun's Reviews! Calhoun's Reviews! If you want to see Children of the Corn, check the description below for some links. I've said before, I'm a big Kurt Wimmer fan, and after Ultraviolet, apparently the studio took the edit away from him, and so he hasn't directed anything since. So when I heard that he was going to be directing this remake of Children of the Corn, I was really looking forward to it. Then COVID happened, and apparently this was one of the first movies, according to Wikipedia, that they finished during COVID, but it sat on the shelf for years. So I kept checking, is it ever going to get released? Is it ever going to get released? It's usually not a good sign when they, put you on the shelf. You have to eat your lunch all by yourself, like the Eagles song. But when it did come out, it did get terrible reviews. But is it that bad? Not really. Like I said, because I'm a huge Kurt Wimmer fan, I might be biased. It definitely had potential that it did not live up to. So this is kind of a origin story of Children of the Corn. This one shows the kids how they went crazy and killed their parents. And I really kind of like the world building. As someone that grew up in a small town in a rural area, I could definitely relate to the kids when, no internet, things like that. They just sort of playing games.
You are hereby sentenced to die. Hey, I know this is for play and all, but that wasn't my fault.
And then they had the main character. She is, I think maybe she's getting ready to graduate, or she just graduated from high school, and so she realizes she's gonna have to leave town to live up to her potential, but she kind of regrets it.
I leave next week. Look, it's an undergraduate degree in microbiology, all right? It's not an eternity.
So I can see that. I can definitely relate to how frustrating it can be living in a dead-end small town, how it can feel like a dead end. And they mention early on, so the main actress, she is, wants to be some kind of like biologist or something. And they mentioned that they're using some new genetically modified corn, and the chemicals that they use, I can't remember if it was like pesticide or herbicide or maybe even fertilizer, I don't know. One of the side effects is hallucinations.
Fight me.
Hey! Toxins grow on the stalks and leaves of rotting crops. It's a fungus. It can make you sick or even die. And hallucinations.
Whatever you say, Bo.
And so the film tries to set up, maybe the kids have been playing out in the corn. So maybe they're hallucinating all this stuff. Maybe they're hallucinating He Who Walks Behind the Rose. And if they kept that up, is there really somebody behind? Is there really this creature? Are they under some sort of mass hallucination? That would have been a lot more interesting. But they get rid of the ambiguity really quickly. And then it is pretty much we see the end coming. So the only real question is, will any of these people survive? Any of the adults? Will the teenagers survive? And what's going to happen? So this movie switches out the evil Isaac kid from the original movie for a girl named Eden.
Oh, really? You want to mess with me? Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, let's play. Steve, Joe, let's go!
And she's pretty good. She's pretty good at being evil. She's kind of like the ringleader. But they do spend a lot of time focusing on the main teenage girl. I do like how they try to balance her coming of age. She's not quite an adult yet, but she's definitely older than these kids. And so she uses that sometimes. She's like, is she playing along with them? Or is she, trying to use her position as, 17, 18 to have some influence? In the end, unless you're me, Kurt Wimmer, or you really love Children of the Corn, there's no real reason to watch it. But in its defense, it's not as bad as reviewers are making it out to be. It's not terrible. So I'm going to give Children of the Corn 1 thumb up. Stay out of the corn. Maybe this should have stayed there, but it's not that bad.